Hello folks, and welcome back to another episode of Fantasy Football Review. Today we'll be reviewing the ups and downs of Week 4 of the Beast Lovers League, also known as America's greatest league. Let's start off with the Screaming Turkey versus Kleiny the Elder. Behind a great early start to Sunday, with Chris Ivory scoring the first touchdown already at 9:40 a.m., Kleiny the Elder took control of the game and knocked off the league's top scoring team and dropped the Crying Chickens to a 2-2 record. Let's see what CMFK's thoughts were on the game.
I'm a man. I'm 40. I'm not a kid.
Up next, our next matchup featured Speakeasy and Freddie Topper. This is the closest and most competitive game of Week 4. This game saw about 7 or 8 lead changes over the final minutes. Freddie looked to take control behind a Gary Barnidge touchdown, only to have Carson Palmer steal the victory with 4:38 remaining with a 23-yard strike to David Johnson. Coach Ryan Frederick did not seem happy after this one. Let's go to him live.
But they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
Next up, we had Wild Wild Wentz taking on Footlong. Unfortunately for Donnie 6-inch Haverstick, he has only one Andy Dalton and one Martellus Bennett on his team, and they combined to score almost half the team's points, as every other player on the team fell short of their projections. Meanwhile, WWW saw many of his players exceed expectations in dropping Footlong to a lowly 1-3. Donnie had this to say after the game.
They won the game. They deserve to win, okay? Now, I'm not focused on any of that stuff because it's not going to help me get better. So if they go win all the rest of them, that's great. If they lose all the rest of them, that's great. But they damn sure deserve to win this one.
Our fourth matchup of the week came between Corn Crackers and 129ers. It was just an awful performance by both team and coach. Jim Moron embarrassed himself with the lowest single week of the season, scoring just over 70 points. However, Marshawn Lynch seemed to appreciate Jim still starting him, even though he wasn't playing.
Shout out Oakland, California.
How you feeling today?
Shout out Westbrook.
How's your mom doing?
Shout out my teammates.
The next game saw Luck of the Irish playing Some Things Just Can't Wait. What can you say here other than, is there anything better than watching Lee lose? Devontae Freeman and his 37.9 points had this to say about Lee.
Hey, want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
You fucking ass clown. You tell me to call you and then you don't even fucking answer. Jesus mighty, I bet you're playing hide the penis with fucking Ryan.
Our last and final matchup for the week pitted Fancy Pistol against Man Bear Pig. This game featured PJ and the Fancy Pistols with the lowest winning score of the week. The Pistols pulled off a rather underwhelming victory over Boy Cub Piglet. PJ would have lost to 8 other teams this week, but was lucky enough to have the schedule in his favor. Let's see what Chris Ryan had to say about this one. Now for some predictions for the upcoming week as well as the remainder of the season. In Week 5, we should see CMFK run his record to 4-1 while putting Corn Crackers in a big hole at 1-4. Expect to see Beast 22 win a tight win over WWW. Ginger Foster looks like they will continue their luck with a victory over Jesse. 6-inch should bounce back with a win over Peter. JR looks to keep his playoff hopes alive with a win over Some Things. And the Green Door Tavern will make it 2 in a row with a win over Man Bear Pig. And finally, for some playoff predictions.
What's that? Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
Freddie Topper and Kleiny the Elder look to be headed for the top 2 seeds and a first-round bye, while it appears Luck of the Irish and Fancy Pistol will grab the 2 other division titles. Rounding out the playoff field will be 2 wildcard teams of the 129ers and the Screaming Turkeys. That's all we have for this week. We'll see you next time on the next edition of Fantasy Football Review.